This is your power brother coming back at you for the day. Round two, I could say. Like I say, not your news. How to speak on the issues to give you the solution from my perspective, from my philosophy, from my understanding, from my new mindset. That's why I'm encouraging you and inspiring our people to wake up to be radical thinkers for a new mindset, for a new programming, for a new way of thinking, for a new direction for us as people. And the times is now for us to change so we can change in our direction and stop allowing the system and everything that's against us to keep holding us back. Time is now. Like lynching us, Emmett Till movie and his death, his murder in 1915. She said something that I know we're still saying to this very day. That could have been my child. That could have been your child. But far as I'm concerned, that was our child. Emmett Till, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, young boy at the park from Cleveland, and this new Rice, the young boy I just talked about in my last video, shot in the back, trying to say he was trying to steal. When's enough is enough. That was our child, and our children are dying left and right because we're still divided. We're being hunted because we're still divided. We're being getting taken advantage of because we're still divided. And it got to come to a point in time where you say enough is enough. You really wake up to work on knowledge yourself, work on reprogramming yourself, work on self-loving yourself, work on empowering yourself so we can empower our families to empower our group. When's enough is enough? He was an innocent young boy. Like many can't keep up with the count and who. Where's our village to protect our kids? Our communities are broken. We can be repaired if we wake up to repair our damn selves. We can change our direction as people if we wake up and change our mental. If we address the trauma minds to reprogram ourselves to empower ourselves as people. Divided. They divided us in slavery because of our language so they can take advantage of our children and our women and us as people. They divided us so we won't better communicate with each other. And why they have their way with our children and women. Divided us to conquer us. To take the power from us. Because when we're united, we hold power. Segregation divided us so they can keep us poor. They can feed us toxic food. And they can give all the benefits to their people. While they slaughter our people and misuse us as people. Segregation, it hurted our pride, our identity. And that's what the system is about. With the junk science and the religion. Part of the two reasons I say how we was enslaved for the junk science and religion. Slave dungeon downstairs, Christianity church upstairs. Divided and conquered. It's the same thing with religion. Christians, Muslims, the good holy people, they divided. as we get conquered. As long as we divided, the system holds the power. This is where I'm getting at. As long as we stay divided, they continue to hold the power. That's why they don't want us as people in general unite and come together for the better. They want to keep their power because they know the people, us the people in general, we hold the power. But as long as you still using the old program, you don't see this, you don't acknowledge this, you don't understand this because you content within this system of having allowed someone else to keep the power. What else I must say? Yeah, Black Panther. A lot of people don't even see it because you got a closed mind, closed lids, closed mind to understand. They had us fighting the Mexican. And us as the Mexican, we should be able to understand each other, how they do us. And we all got different shades of darkness of our blackness. But within the Black Panther, they had us fighting each other. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to fight each other for the black man and the Mexican man. And it is some African Mexicans. They acknowledge their blackness. But as long as you using the old program and using the washed up history, you don't know this and you don't see this and you're lost. You're still conditioned. You're still asleep. They want us to fight each other so it'll keep the system with the power. They don't want us to be woke or wake up so we can see, acknowledge the problems, so we can really embrace self-love to love each other to gain that power. It's just the same way for as people in general. They keep the Mexicans over here, Chinese over here, the Arabs over there. They keep us divided so they can keep the power. They keep us divided while they give everybody out the black community benefits so they can keep the black African that's so unique at the bottom because they know the talent of the African. It wasn't a coincidence why they enslaved us. They knew our talent, why they used us, and they still using us. And they still using us as people to this day. But you don't see this because you're still using the same program. You're still conditioned. You're still asleep. You still have not raised up and wised up and woke the hell up for a new mindset, a new logic, a new way of thinking. You still had not done your research and reprogrammed yourself to unlearn and relearn and re-educate yourself to empower yourself. This is the problem. We condition, program people in general. As long as you're watching your phone and you don't even see it, you don't value your own life. As long as you're watching TV all day, it's part of the program, people. Our environment is actually beautiful. But if you're using the toxic programming and the condition they want you to use, you don't even see the heaven on earth. You don't even see the beauty in humanity. Because we're allowing the devilish people within the system to keep the power. And we, the people, hold the power, but you don't even see it, acknowledge it, because you're using the old program, watching TV, TikTok after TikTok, videos after videos. Your eyes are not open. Your mind is not open to change. You're mental because you're so conditioned. They say you could start getting conditioned within the first 7 years of your life. Condition is basically is like a computer. You gotta download something in your computer for it to upload and for it to start loading the program. And then your computer start working in a certain way. Same way with the mind. As long as you don't understand this, you don't see this. As long as you don't search the knowledge, you don't get the knowledge. You got to understand the search. You got free knowledge in the palm of your hand. It will empower you, not weaken you. Knowledge is power. It's the lack of knowledge will have you lacking your power. And most people is lacking their power. They don't read. That's the problem what's going on right now. People not reading. You got to read. To say if you want to hide something, put it in a book. It's something in the books, people. Just Try it out. Go get your little cheap book. That's can empower you. I ain't talking about Sesame Street. I'm talking about get a book that's gonna give you some history, some knowledge of how the system been built, or how they keep us divided so they can keep conquering us as people. As long as we divided as people, our power go to the system to keep us without the power. But you don't even see this because you lacking your knowledge, you lacking your power. Facts. So I just want you to understand where your brother coming from. You gotta reprogram yourself to empower yourself. You gotta understand we are trauma people and we gotta address the trauma so we can really heal. We cannot heal if you don't know what happened to you in order to grow. If you don't know what happened to you, you won't grow. This is why we have not truly grew as people. Yeah, you got some individual people got some money, but us in the general as a group of people, we're failing. That's why the system is failing. Because it wasn't meant for them to run it. But if you don't understand this and see this, you're still using the old program. I'm gonna play a little clip where this Mexican talking about how they keep us divided and how it's a problem. And we need to stop allowing the system to keep us divided, to keep us without our powers. Yeah, we have powers. Wake up. Pay attention. Hold on.
That we need to kind of expound on. So let's go ahead and roll that.
Latino father was just shot and killed by his white neighbor who.
So this week alone, this is the third incident where we've seen violence enacted against the Hispanic community from those. And, you know, we have the video of a man who slapped the worker at her job, and, you know, the police did nothing because, of course, you know, he's protected. We have this incident, and then we also have the other incident in Texas where, you know, another one of them did the same thing to a Mexican man. But here's my thing. Here's my question. You go to these comment sections and you don't see anywhere near the same vitriol and the same sweeping generalizations about the Blanc community as you do whenever, you know, black people do the least. You know, like, so my question to my fellow Hispanic and Latino people, guys, why are we not directing our anger towards the people who are actually causing us the most harm? Because black Americans are not keeping us down. If anything, they've supported us the most. So why is it that we as a community have so much animosity towards them? Just riddle me that, please, because it doesn't make any sense.
So what this man said is 100% right. Why the vitriol to the black community, but not the vitriol to the white supremacist? The white supremacist is the main reason why Latin American countries are in the condition that they're in. If you study Latin American history and even recent history, every time a Latin American leader want to do the right thing, do good for his people, if they don't become corrupt for the Western world, particularly America for sure, then they kill them or they stage a coup. Same thing like in the African continent. The white supremacists in America have bled all the resources out of Latin America. One of the places that have a major resource is oil is Venezuela. And if they can't get your resource, they criminalize you, they call you all kind of names in the media. Nobody has said what you did, nobody saw anything, you know. But this is what they do. They create all these problems, and then when those people come this way to America, right? They say looking for a better life, they want to work, etc. People come in, and then you have anti-black sentiments. It's the same thing. I made a video about these two Indian women.
why are we not directing our anger towards the people who are actually causing us the most harm? Because Black Americans are not keeping us down. If anything, they've supported us the most.
The crazy part, now I can't wrap my mind around it, but I have wrapped my mind around it a little bit, is that
I'm just gonna leave it on that. As long as we stay divided, we don't hold no power. As long as we fighting each other, that's what they want to see. And you should not want to see each other fighting each other, because it takes the power from us. This is why they made the Black Panther and had the Mexican kicking our ass. That's what they want us to do with us and people in general. They want the whites to stay separated from us. They want the Mexicans to stay separated from us. They want everybody to stay separated from the Black African as they hold the Black African down. But this is why we must unite as people. Because if all y'all understand who we are as people, we can change. We can change. They stop holding us back. We can change if we stop being divided as people. We can change if we change our program. That's the problem. People don't even see it. We're programmed. The schools are programming us to self-hate each other, to stay divided. And the lack of history is one of the biggest tools against us. And all these damn platforms that they control. The system is in control of every last one of them. Our hoods are how they want them to be. Broken, divided, fighting each other. But our rappers put out the toxic music because it keep us fighting each other. It's toxic. It's not empowering us. It's not empowering us like Public Enemy. It's not empowering us to lift your head up, black man. Lift your head up, young child. Lift your head up, young girl. Lift your head up, young queen. It's not telling us that. It's telling us put out a gun, kill another nigga, fight another bitch, do another nigga in, all that bullshit. It's toxic. And it's not empowering us as a group of people. But it's part of the system and its agenda to divide the people. As long as we stay divided, it keeps the system with the power. And we actually hold the power, people. We hold the power. And we are the most gifted people. We're just a different breed of people. Let's be honest. If you don't get no energy out the sun, you ain't African. You don't got the blessings. You don't have the African gifts. That's why over in the motherland of Africa, we had the most resources. Because we was gifted with every damn thing. We the one have all the tools and the skills. We've been here longer. Facts. There's no bones out there longer than our bones as an African. We have the oldest bones. We done built civilization in every continent. We've been on every continent. We done been literally everywhere. Our bones say it all. And what other evidence? The pyramids? Huh? Sculptures? Artifacts? You name it. We left evidence. But this is why the system give us so many lies, because it keep them in control. You got to work on your knowledge, define yourself. You got to work on your identity to empower your identity, to empower yourself. You got to do your homework. You got to do your searching. You got to dig deep and find yourself within yourself. You got to realign yourself. You got to empower yourself. You got to unlearn and re-educate yourself. You got to do the work. You got to reprogram yourself. You got to transform yourself. Nobody can do this for you. The churches don't do it. They been around. They part of the problem. This is a brutally honest brother I am. And this is what this station is about. Being brutally honest and getting you to wake up for change. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge is self. That's what you got to be on top of. knowing your history, knowing your culture, knowing where you come from, knowing what happened to you so you can rebuild yourself, repair yourself so you can heal yourself, heal your body, heal your mind, and realign your mind with your body and your soul. And you will see the power in your damn self. You will change overnight. The church didn't make me quit drinking. It was my mind. It was the power that I'd seen inside myself. It's the condition that I'm seeing my people continue to do with the old program, the old condition, while you keep fighting yourself, killing yourself, self-destruction. You staying divided with your own people because you're not loving yourself to love each other, to love anybody else. You can't possibly tell me you love somebody else if you're not loving yourself first. That is the first objective every day in your life. Love yourself first. Check yourself first. Look in the mirror and address your own problems before you go out the door and point them in any direction. Before you tell anybody else anything, you got to do the homework. You got to relearn and re-educate yourself. You got to transform who you are. You got to address what happened to us so you can truly heal, so you can really start having a peace of mind, so you can really start feeling the power. Just pick up some books, people. I'm encouraging you to read. I'm encouraging you to be a better individual. It's the best time to do it while we doing this, the negative thing, saying we in our own lane. Before we can unite as a group of people, we must repair ourselves as an individual, and then we can come together and come to the tables to empower each other, to unite as a group of people. This is the solution. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. I can't speak for anybody else and everyone else, but I'm giving you a direction, and I'm a prime example of change. Changing your mind, changing your program, changing your tactics, changing your logic, changing your thinking, changing your program, changing your environment, changing your life, being a better woman, being a better man, being a better person for your family, for your house, for your environment, for your community. Starts within here, but it begins within the thinking, begins within the mind, beginning in the choices you make, like choosing to change, choosing to stand up, choosing to be a freedom fighter, choosing to work on yourself to love each other. It's a choice. Like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they made a choice. They didn't have, nobody had a gun in their hand. They had a difference. They had to be a freedom fighter. Nobody made Black Panther, Huey Newton, him make a change. Nobody made them stand up. They did it because they was tired and they had enough. And when we gonna wake up and say we're tired? Because I'm woke, and I'm encouraging you to wake up and say you tired and say you had enough, and start reprogramming yourself. Start loving yourself so we can love each other and support each other to do for each other. This is the solution. Guns is not the problem. Our thinking is the problem. This is the solution. This is our direction where we need to be as people. Self-love, knowledge yourself. There's nothing wrong with praying on it, but don't just pray on it. Work on it, react on it, stand on it, and change your thinking. Change the program, change the mindset. We must do this. I got this. Hope my phone ain't dead. I'll play this video real quick. Give me a hot second. This brother, you got to check this out. This link is the lynch of a United States Secret Service agent by Abraham Bowen. Beautiful story. Love the man's story. Talking about how he was all about his people from day one. He was a police officer, but he stayed focused. He knew who he was. He loved his blackness, and he was fighting for change. And he got screwed standing up and trying to make a change, coming from where he came from. I just want to give y'all a little bit of insight, because this story and what I listened to today really blows your mind, and just tell you we cannot rely on the system. We cannot rely on the government. We cannot rely on the Democrat and Republican, because the system is part of the problem. They ain't gonna never do for us as people. We must do this our own damn self. I love to hear the inspirational words from someone else, an elder that we must respect, that I do respect anybody before us, because they giving us knowledge and giving us a blueprint and stop telling us to stop relying on this damn system that think they're gonna do for us.
Put me in the camp. And there was also a hospital there and there was also psychiatric department. And when they came and got me 2 o'clock in the morning on July the 6th, 1967, they took me to 2-1 East, which is the psychiatric division, forced me to take drugs until I literally fell out on the floor. But one thing that they had not counted on is that my faith was real. And the people who were trying to say that I was insane, one of them committed suicide. That's all in the book, Echo from Dealey Class. Now, I would like, if you have any questions, I would like someone to ask questions because there is so much on my mind.
I'm blown away, and I'm reading the comments as they're coming in, Mr. Bolden, and you know, you've been fighting this fight for over 60 years now.
Choice.
You actually wrote an open letter, and it's actually the title of this episode, "The Lynching of a United States Secret Agent." Can you, before we open the floor for questions from the people watching, can you tell us a little bit about that open letter, about the pardon that you're still seeking today?
Yes, well, under President Obama, I decided to apply for a pardon for the third time. I had applied under President Nixon. I had applied under President Clinton. Now, when President Obama came in, I said, this is my shot because he knows what happened to our people back then. Because I passed out flyers for President Obama when he ran for alderman here against Bobby Rush. And he talked a whole lot of black talk. When he got in office in our file, we tried every method. People wrote letters to him. Never got an answer. I got an answer from Nixon. I got an answer from Clinton. I didn't get one answer from President Obama. I was so disappointed because here's an open and blatant case of violation of constitutional rights admitted to by the United States government. And I didn't even get a reply from the president. And it also hurt me too. And I'm not down on my people. I just don't want these young people to have confidence.
Listen.
In the political actions of this nation. Because it's pure politics. And whenever you see one of us in a high official, you can bet he's going along with the program. Yeah, he's going along with the program.
No lies here. No lies here.
Yeah, I know everybody heard of Thurgood Marshall. I'm not condemning my people. I just don't want my young people, my young brothers and sisters, don't fall for the okie dokes.
Don't do it.
I don't care who you put in office until we become a wiser, a reasonable, and an independent people. It's not going to work. I don't care what Al Sharpton said. I don't care what anybody said until we get the attitude that we must do for self Because once that they go to Washington, D.C., there's no help going to come out of there for you. Now, we just doing the pardon application. We just
we must do for ourselves, feed ourselves, provide for ourselves, start fighting each other. We must love ourselves to love each other. We must lift up ourselves to provide for ourselves. We must do this. We must change for ourselves. We must reprogram ourselves. We must re-educate ourselves. We must empower ourselves for we can do for ourselves. This is what you need to understand of that damn system that's keeping us divided, that's keeping us powerless. We must wake up to do for ourselves to see this. We must do it. But long as you still using that same brainwashed system and conditioned mind you got, you don't fucking see it. You just shaking your head every time we get murdered. Just shaking your head when we fighting each other. You don't even see our problems because you're using the same old program. You're using the condition that they are conditioned. Your ancestors, your people. And people trying to say you're not a slave. People, you don't see it because you're using the old program. What's any different? Our ancestors worked for them and didn't get a check. They worked for free. We work for the same people and just get a damn check. And you know how it is when you working. Certain things you can't do. You always know you can get fired at even any given moment. Don't matter how good you perform at work. But you don't see this because you're using the same program. I'm going to let this play some more because I believe he said some more good stuff. Hold on.
And we want to see that part happen too. We want to see that part happen.
yes, I would like to see it happen. Now, I have lost a daughter, a son, and a sister within the last 6 months. It's been very hard on me. That's the reason right now it is taking a toll. Now, another thing that disappointed me, when I made the appeal to the United States Supreme Court, Justice Thurgood Marshall, who later became a justice on the Supreme Court, was a solicitor general. I say now, with all of these violations of my constitutional rights, I'm sure that Thurgood Marshall is going to recommend certiorari. He defended the government all the way down, even after the government took a Fifth Amendment on whether or not the case was built up falsely against me. That's when I say, young people, please don't have confidence in these politicians.
Listen.
Because when they get up there, it's a different ball game. They'll change uniform, and the Red Sox will be wearing a White Sox uniform. That's the way it goes.
You're not lying. You are not lying. Well, I go weeks.
Real deep. That's why we must save ourselves. Look out for ourselves. Look out for each other. Come on, people. This is our time. This is our world. We was gifted. We was here first. If anything gonna change, it's gonna take us to change it. Knowledge is power. It can change your thought process, and your thoughts will change your behavior, and that'll trickle down into your actions. Once you acknowledge the trauma, you can rebuild yourself or healing yourself for change. Fact of the matter is, we are traumatized and trauma people, programmed and conditioned in this system. Be awakened for a changed mindset. Be awakened for a changed identity. Be awakened for a changed environment as you change your thinking, change your program, change your philosophy, change your perspective one day at a time, one mind at a time. I'm going to keep encouraging. I'm going to keep pushing one t-shirt at a time, one hoodie at a time, one piece of merch at a time. I ain't going to stop until my people wake up to reach the top of a new program. Thanks for listening. Put down the guns, be a responsible gun owner. The time is now for us to change the mindset, change the program, change your philosophy, change your psyche. Focus on yourself, knowledge yourself. Thanks for listening. Get your merch, smash the like button, be a subscriber, support Power Inc. Wake Up Movement. So next time, my people, let's protect each other, unite with each other, be Power Hotep.